Hey there, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Jeff Buckley's version of Hallelujah, of course originally written and recorded by Leonard Cohen. In my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful music recordings in history. For the basics, you need your guitar in standing tuning and a capo on the 5th fret of your guitar. I'm going to teach you all the guitar parts of this song, and this is fingerpicked. Now, if you are fairly new to fingerpicking, I've got a free mini course called Fingerpicking Foundations, which gives you 3 of my best exercises to build control and accuracy in your picking hand. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Alternatively, if you're looking to build a strong and solid foundation but you don't know where to start, then be sure to check out the Guitar Zero to Hero Premium course and membership, which gives you all the guidance to play with confidence. I'll leave a link to that below as well. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, let's get stuck into the intro. Now, in terms of guitar tone, I'm just using a clean amp channel on my Boss Katana, and I've added a lot of hall reverb to it. On my guitar, I'm using the neck pickup, so that's the one closest to the neck. And that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of fingerpicking basics, I'm going to use my thumb for the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, and my index, middle, and ring fingers for the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings respectively. They won't pluck any other strings other than the ones they've been assigned to. Of course, there are exceptions to this throughout the song though, and I will talk about those later. I do also want to note that Jeff Buckley's way of fingerpicking is quite different to my method. He actually just uses his thumb and index finger throughout pretty much the entire song. Personally, I like using all of my fingers, but choose whichever method suits you best. In terms of timing and rhythm, this song is in 6/8 timing, so you count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I'm going to start with the intro of this song. If this is too difficult for you and you are a brand new beginner and you just want to get stuck into the verses of this song, then you can skip this if you want. So there's 7 lines of tab for this intro. We'll start with the open 2nd string and then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. All right, now that starts on the 4 beat and then again on the 6 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, those are 2 leading notes, and then we're going to take our middle finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. At this point, we're going to pluck the 3rd and 1st strings together, and that's going to be on the 1 beat and the 4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's held into the next bar. On the 4 beat, we'll pluck the 1st string, and then our ring finger will come back onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. I'm going to pluck that on the 6 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now at this point, I move my middle finger to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. I'm basically getting to an E minor shape here with my index and middle fingers. And we're going to pinch the 4th and 2nd strings together on the 1 beat and the 4 beat. For the final bar in this line of tab, it's open 6th string on the 1 beat, then on the 4 beat, open 2nd string, and then ring finger back to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the first line of tab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next line of tab, we again put our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. We're going to pluck the 3rd and 1st strings together, again on the 1 and the 4 beat. On the 6 beat, with your index finger, place that on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to stay in this position. For the next bar, we'll pluck 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 1st, 4th. Now at this point, you can lift those other fingers and just put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string on the 6 beat. So the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for the next bar, we'll get into our E minor position, and we're going to pinch the 4th and 2nd string, 3rd and 4th. And then for the second half, it's 2nd, 3rd, 4th. All right, so this bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the 4th bar, we stay in this E minor position. It's open 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, back to the 4th, and then pluck the 3rd and 2nd together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So second line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, from this E minor shape, in the next line of tab, we're just going to move our index finger down 1 fret to the 1st fret of the 5th string. We'll pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, and we're going to continue playing those same 3 notes 4 times. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we move up to the E minor and continue plucking those same 3 strings. We do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. On the 4 beat, we'll pluck the 5th string, hold that out, and then on the 6 beat, just lift everything and hit the open 4th string. So the final bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 3rd line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go into this position. Index finger on the 1st fret of the 5th, middle on the 2nd fret of the 4th, and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. We're going to pluck the 5th string, and then with our index finger, this is where we're going to take it away from its original assigned string, and we're going to brush it up twice on the 2-3 beat. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to brush it up on the 3rd and the 4th string. We'll play that set of 3 notes 4 times. Now the 4th time, you can brush a little higher and hit the 2nd string as well, although that's not entirely necessary. And it will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go up to our E minor shape. You can lift your ring finger here. We're going to hit the 5th string, and again brush up on the 4th and 3rd strings twice. All right, so 1, 2, 3. And then back to the 5th string, and then you're going to take your ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, do a brush here from the 3rd to 5th, and then lift your ring finger, another brush. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, and the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we get to this position here, so index on the 1st fret of the 4th string, we're going to hit the 5th string, and then again another brush up on the 3rd and 4th strings twice. Now the 2nd time, on the very last brush, you can lift your index finger. So 4, 5, 6. All right, so the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you are fairly new to fingerpicking, I've put together a mini course called Fingerpicking Foundations, which gives you 3 amazing exercises to help you develop smooth fingerpicking and control in your fingerpicking hand. It's completely free. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Next, we're going to get into the shape, which is kind of like a C over G. So get into a C chord, but then just move your ring finger so it's up on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. All right, so that's our root note. We're going to again hit the root note and brush up. Now the brush up is going to be on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. All right, so 1, 2, 3. We're going to basically play that for 3 bars of music. And as we get to the 2nd and 3rd bar, you can start brushing up on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on the 4th bar, we just go back to the root note, hold it out until the 6th beat where we go to a D chord. And we're just going to strum down on that. And on the next up strum, it's going to be to a 4-finger G chord. All right, and that takes us to the 2nd line of tab. So D, G, right, with the down up strum. So let's rewind it and play that line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we do a up strum on a 4-finger G chord here to start this next line of tab. And then we pick it back up on the 3 beat where we'll pluck the open 4th string. All right, so 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna pluck the 1st and 2nd strings, the 3rd string, and at this point, we're gonna do a step down on the 6th string to the 2nd fret. So from the G chord, step down to the 2nd fret on that last note, the 6th beat. Right, so this first bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we get to an E minor 7 chord, so just take your index finger to the 2nd fret of the 5th string. We're going to pluck 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd, and back to 3rd. Alright, and then on the 6th beat, move that index finger back to that 2nd fret of the 6th string. So the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the 3rd bar, we go back to our G chord, and we're just going to play the exact same picking pattern that we had for our E minor 7. So 6th, 5th, 4th, 1st and 2nd, 3rd, and then step down to the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 4th bar is that same E minor 7 that was in the 2nd bar. Alright, so the line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Final line of tab is just that G down to the E minor 7. Play it again and again. And then we get into the verse. That's it for the verse, which will sound like this along with the metronome. Okay, now let's get stuck into the verse. Before I teach you exactly what I'm going to be playing at the playthrough at the end of this lesson, I just want to first talk about the chord progression because I think this is really important for the beginners out there, but even for the more experienced guitarists out there. I want you to understand that Jeff Buckley isn't playing a set picking pattern that he's memorized every single time in each verse. What he's doing is just playing the chord progressions. So he's memorized the chord progressions of the verses and the chorus, and he's just arpeggiating those chords accordingly or however he feels at the time. Let's break that down step by step. First off, at the most basic level, this is the chord progression for the verse. We have G, and then E minor, G, and then E minor. All right. Now the rhythm of this song is in 6/8 timing, so each of those chords is played for one full bar. The most basic way of doing this is just strumming everything at downstrokes along with that 6-beat count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the second line of chords, it's a C, and then in the second bar, it's C and D. So those two chords share one bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's G for one full bar, and then D. The third line of chords is G, and again, C and D share the second bar. We then go to an E minor and a C for one full bar. And the fourth line of chords is a D, and then a B7 chord, which looks like this. So middle ring and pinky fingers on the second frets of the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, And with your index finger, first fret of the 4th string. And then we end on an E minor for the last 2 bars. Okay, so that's the chord progression, which is absolutely beautiful. And in its most basic form, if we were just strumming everything with downstrokes, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the beginners out there, that's all you need to be able to play the verse of this song and sing along to it. But what if you want to fingerpick? What fingerpicking pattern could we use? Well, it's important to understand that the picking pattern itself isn't important. You don't need to adhere to a strict pattern for every single chord. What's more important is locking into the rhythm or the timing. As long as you pluck a note on one of the rhythm subdivisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it's going to sound fine. You can pluck any string. Just make sure you're fretting the chord, and on the first beat of whatever chord you're playing, just try to hit the root note to really set the context of that particular chord. The root note is a great way of setting the context. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how I'm not playing any predefined pattern there. I'm just plucking anything, but just making sure that each time I change chord, on the first hit of that chord, I'm hitting a root note to set the context. So feel free to experiment with that. You just need to follow the chord progression and then adhere to the rhythm and timing. Playing the root note on the first beat of the chord is just a general rule though, and actually sometimes when Jeff Buckley plays this, he doesn't do that. But in general, I think at an early stage of playing the guitar, it's a good thing to do just to set the context of the chord. If you are a beginner and you want something that you can actually follow along with in the tab, then let's take a look down below. And then after this, I'll teach you a more advanced version of this fingerpicking, which is closer to Jeff Buckley's version. All right, so for the first line of tab, we're basically gonna play the last line of tab for the intro. We're gonna play this 4-finger G chord, pluck this 6th, 5th, 4th, 1st and 2nd, then 3rd string. Now at this point, you'll take your index finger, shift it down to the 2nd fret of the 6th string on the 6th beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then go to the E minor 7 chords. So keep your ring and pinky finger planted, just that index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Pluck the exact same strings as the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again on the 6th beat to that 2nd fret of the 6th string. The 3rd bar is the same as the 1st bar, and the 4th bar is almost the same as the 2nd bar with that E minor 7, except instead of going to the 2nd fret of the 6th string on that last beat, we're going to go to the 2nd fret of the 5th string on the last beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to allow us to move up to our C chord. All right, so the first line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember from our progression, C here, and we're just going to pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now for the next bar, stay on the C, and we're going to pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then go to a D chord, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. So that bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then to a G chord, we're going to pluck 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then to a D chord where we'll pluck 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. All right, so second line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the third line of tab, back to a G chord, 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string. So just down and up. And then our C to D is the same as our previous line of tab. Then we'll go to an E minor chord. We're going to play the same picking pattern as our G chord. And then to our C chord where we'll pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So that third line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then for the fourth line of tab, D chord, plucking the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Then there's a B7, but I'm not going to place my pinky finger down. I'm just going to use these 3 fingers and pluck the 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then end with the E minor chord where we go 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. For the final E minor, just hit the root note and let that ring out. So for the fourth line of tab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the beginners, a simple way to pluck this verse will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now for a more advanced version that's kind of closer to Jeff Buckley's way of doing it, at least in the first verse. And I'm just going to repeat this through for all the verses I play. Of course, Jeff Buckley mixes it up every time he plays a verse, and that's absolutely what you can do too, but I just want to show you some structure down below to get you started. So the first line of tab is the same as the first line of tab of this easier version I've just taught you. So it's the same as the end of the intro, but remember at the very end of this E minor 7, we're going to hit the 5th string to transition to our next chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so then we go to a C chord, we pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, 1st and 2nd, 3rd, and back to 4th. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, D chord, and we'll pluck the same string, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So the second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, next we go to a G chord, but technically this is a G over B because the root note he plays here is the 2nd fret of the 5th strings. So pinch the 5th and 1st strings, and then 2nd, 3rd. And now we're going to pinch the 4th and 1st, and then 2nd and 3rd. So the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to go to a D chord, but start with our middle finger lifted. So it's a D sus2. We're going to pinch the 4th and 1st strings and hammer our middle finger into place. Then 2nd, 3rd. And for the second half, it's pinch of the 4th and 1st strings, and again 2nd and 3rd. So just remember that first hammer on at the start of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second line of tab. 1, 2, the next line of tab, again, it's a G chord, but we're going to play technically a G over B because we're pinching the 5th and 1st strings, 2nd, 3rd, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Go to a C chord, pluck 5th string, 2nd, 3rd, and then go to a D chord where we'll pinch 4th and 1st strings, 2nd and 3rd string. All right, so second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then an E minor chord where we'll pluck the 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. And then a C chord where we'll pluck 5th, 3rd, third line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the fourth line of tab, D chord, we're going to pinch fourth and first strings, then second, third. We'll do that again. All right. Now we'll get to our B7 chord, but we don't really need to put our middle finger down. So I'm just using ring, pinky, and index. And we're going to pinch the fourth and first strings, then second, third. All right, do that twice. Now for our next bar, I'm just going to shift this shape up 1 fret, lift our ring finger, start by pinching the fourth and first string, and then third, second, and then back to second, hold that out until the 6th beat where we'll hit the open third. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for that final bar, hit the fourth string in this shape. And on the 4 beat, we're going to strum this down and then to a D chord on the up strum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and the final line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the more advanced verse that I'm going to be using at the playthrough at the end of this lesson. It will sound like this along with the metronome. Okay, next we get to the chorus. Now, for the beginners out there, even for the more intermediate players, at its core, this is the chord progression. It's C for 2 bars of music, E minor for 2 bars of music, C for 2 bars of music, and then G and D. Okay? Now, at its most basic level, if we were just to strum this with all downstrokes with that 6/8 timing, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Stepping it up in complexity by a tiny bit, let's finger pick this. Now, again, we're just going to finger pick on the beat. On every 8th note, we're going to be plucking a string. So for the C, that can be a simple pattern going 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Playing that for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then to an E minor, playing 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th strings. That's the first line tab. Second line tab starts with the C for 2 bars, then G. We're going to play the same picking pattern as our E minor. And then D chord where we're going to pluck 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. All right? So the next level up from just strumming those chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now the level up above from that, which is what I'm going to play for the more advanced version of the playthrough at the end of this lesson. C chord, pinching the 5th and 2nd strings, then 3rd, 4th, right? And then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then for the second bar, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, just down and up. For the E minor chord, something similar. So we're going to start by pinching 6th and 2nd, then 3rd, 4th, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th. For the final bar, we're going to go down and up. 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string. So the E minor. For the second liner tab, C again, the same way we did in the first liner tab. Then we're going to go to a G, but I'm going to start by plucking from the 5th string onwards. So it's kind of a G over B. So 5th string, 4th, 3rd, 1st and 2nd. Then on the 5 beat, take your free middle finger, 3rd fret, back down to 2nd fret. All right, so the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to a D chord, kind of a D over A, because we're starting with the 5th string, then 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st, 3rd, and ending with the 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3rd and 4th bar together. And along with the metronome, the chorus will sound like this. Alright, so after the first chorus, there's a break section, which is just the G descending down to the E minor 7, that main riff that we have for the verse. So nothing really new to learn there. Then there's another 3 verses and choruses, essentially, before we get to the bridge of the song, which is absolutely my favorite part of playing this song. So for this bridge, there's 7 lines of tab. The last chord in the chorus was the D chord. So from here, we're just going to pivot around that ring finger, go to a C add 9 to start off this bridge. We're going to pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, 1st and 2nd, 4th, and then 1st and 2nd. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then for the second bar, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd string, back to 5th string, and then step down to 2nd fret and open 5th string. So the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're getting to this shape, which is an absolutely stunning chord to play. So ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd, and index on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. We're going to pluck 6th, 4th, 3rd, 1st and 2nd, 4th, and then back to 1st and 2nd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the 4th bar, it's the same picking pattern, except we're just lifting out index finger now. Alright, so first line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next line of tab, we're going to start with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Pluck this, and then hammer onto 3rd fret. At this point, we'll get our other fingers into place to a C chord. So 1, 2, into the C chord, 4th string, then pluck the 3rd and 2nd, back to root note, and then 1st and 2nd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next bar, it's basically identical, except for the final pluck, it's 3rd and 2nd again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to a G chord, but it's kind of technically a G over B because we start from the 5th string. We're going to pluck 5th, 4th, 1st and 2nd, and then 5th, 4th, 3rd. So the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then to a D, technically a D over A because we'll pluck 5th, 4th, 1st and 2nd, and back to the open 5th string. So the final bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the second line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, now the third line of tab is basically the same as the break. The only difference is that on the final bar, after the 1st and 2nd string, we'll hold that out until the 6th beat, lift everything, and just hit the open 2nd string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So third line of tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Now for this fourth line of tab, we're going to go to a C chord and we're going to pinch the 5th and 2nd strings. And then on the 4 beat, we'll pluck the 1st and 2nd. Now for the next bar, we'll then take our pinky finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, pluck the 1st and 2nd. And then on the 4 beat, we get into this position. So index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st. All right. So the first 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the start of the 3rd bar, we'll pluck these 2 strings again, but slide it up 2 frets. All right, hold that. And then the 4th bar, back to this 2nd fret position and pluck those strings again. All right, so this 4th line of tab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. All right, for the next line of tab, we get into this G major triad. So just index finger barred across the 3rd frets of the 1st and 2nd string, middle finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. We're going to pluck 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and again 1st, 2nd, 3rd. But on that final pluck, you'll quickly hammer onto the 5th fret. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the next bar, we'll pluck 1st string, 3rd, and then with your pinky finger, go onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string, pluck that, and slide it up to the 7th fret. So 2 frets up. Now it has to be on the beat as well, that pluck and slide. 3, 4. Now in this position, put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string and index finger on the 5th fret of the 1st. We're going to pluck 3rd and 1st. All right, so the bar in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the next bar, pluck the 3rd string and quickly slide up to 9th fret. You can lift your pinky finger here and place your index finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string. We're going to pluck that, and middle finger is going to go on the 8th fret of the 2nd. All right, so then it's 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. All right, so this bar in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the 4th bar, we'll need to reposition to another major triad, similar to the G1 at 3rd and 4th fret, but now it's 9th and 8th fret. We'll pluck 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, and then 1st and 2nd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For our next line of tab, we'll stay here, hit the 3rd fret, hit the 3rd string, slide this shape up 2 frets. Now, this slide is on the beat, so 1, 2, then pluck 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. All right, so the bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next bar, pluck the 3rd string, hold that out for a beat, then 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 1st. All right, so the bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next bar, we'll hit the 3rd string, quickly slide down to 9. All right, and then reposition our fingers to 8th and 7th fret on the 2nd and 1st strings. We'll pluck the 2nd string on the 4 beat, and then the 1st string on the 6 beat. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then pinky finger all the way up to the 12th fret relative to the capo or the 1st string. Hold that out. The timing can be a little tricky for this particular section, so really make sure you take it slow. And the line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for the final line of tab, we're going to go back to this triad shape here, 9th and 8th frets. Pluck the 1st and 3rd strings together. And on the 4 beat, just take your ring finger, put it on the 10th fret of the 4th string, and we're going to pinch the 4th and 2nd strings. Hold that out all the way through to the next bar, and then do the exact same thing 2 frets up. So that is everything for the bridge, which will sound like this along with the metronome. So after the bridge section, there's a fifth verse. Now the fifth verse does differ a tiny bit to all the other verses, and that happens in the second line of chords. Where we have the D at the end, it actually plays the D for twice as long. So you'll see that highlighted in the tab here. Basically, I'm just playing an extra bar of D here. Whereas with all the other verses, that bar that I've highlighted would not be there. Otherwise, everything's more or less the same. Then there's another chorus, but this is a double chorus. So the first time, I'm going to play it the same as the other choruses. The second time, a little bit of a variation just to mix things up. And the variation just occurs in the first line of tab. So with the C, I'm going to start off the same way with the pinch, third, fourth, but then I'm going to take my pinky finger, go to the first fret of the first string, first, second, third. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now at this point, I'm going to move my ring finger down to the second fret of the first string. So you can take that away from the root note, pluck first, second, third, and then lift your ring finger and pluck the same notes. All right, so the C, so the two bars there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for the E minor, I'm going to play an E minor 7. So I'm going to do the E minor portion with my middle and ring finger and pinky finger on the third fret of the second string. Pluck the sixth, fourth, third, second, third, fourth. And for the fourth bar, lift your pinky finger, go down to the first fret of the second string, pluck the second, third, fourth, and then lift your next finger, pluck the same strings. So the E minor here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for that chorus variation, I'll just play through the first line of tab because everything else is the same as the other choruses. 1, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now's the outro of the song. Now, I don't expect you guys to play this note for note. On Jeff Buckley's part, there's a lot of ad-libbing here and it's not following a specific timing rhythm. So that's why you'll see some weird time signatures here. I've transcribed it as best as I can, note for note, but you don't have to play it like this, and I'll explain it in a moment. The first line of tab though is the same as the other choruses, so it's the C to the E minor. Nothing new to learn there. When we get to the second line of tab, it's the C again, but we're going to pinch the fifth and first strings, second, third, and continue plucking first, second, third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next bar, again, and then on the 4 beat, we'll just strum the C chord and then hold that out for a little bit. Now, from this point onwards, it's just all fast, improvised finger picking for some certain chords. So let's just run through the chords first. So it's a G/B, then a D, then a C add 9, G over B, G over A, so just lift your index finger, then E minor. C, and then E minor. So all those chords are ad-libbed, and I'm just going to play random stuff here just so you can hear it, all right? So G over B, D, all right, C add 9, G over B, G over A, E minor, C, and then E minor. And then this last bit isn't finger picked at all. We're just strumming the chords once and letting them ring out. So C, D, and then end the song with a G. All right, if you do want to go more note for note, then here's how it's going to be played, all right? G over B, we're going to pluck 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, all right? That's the first little chunk, and the next little chunk is 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. Played twice. And this bar. For the next bar, I'm going to continue on with that set of 4 notes. But for the final one, I'm going to end with the second string. So the G over B. Alright, then to a D chord. Now, my first set of 4 notes is 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. And then continuing on, our next set of 4 notes is 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. So and at the very end, just 2nd string, lift everything except a ring finger and hit the open 3rd string. So that D section. Get into our C add 9 position. Now for this particular bar, 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, and then 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, and then the final chunk is just 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. All right, so the bar in total. All right, for the next bar, we're gonna move down to our G over B, pluck 5th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Lift our index finger, pluck the exact same strings. The bar. Then we go to an E minor. So first section, I'm going to play 6th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Right. Then 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. So that bar. For this next bar, let's play that last set of 4 notes again, but really emphasize the 4th string. Then slide our middle finger up 2 frets, do the exact same thing. Up 1 fret. Then shift back down to our 2nd fret position with the same 4 notes. And then 2 more notes after this, so 4th and 2nd. So that particular bar. We then go to a C chord. Let's break this up into a few chunks. So first group of 4 notes, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 1st. And then 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Right, so now we're then going to go 4th, 3rd, 4th, and with your pinky finger, 3rd fret of the 1st string. Right, so then 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. So the bar in total. Our previous 8 notes we're going to repeat again. And then add 2 more notes at the end, which is 4th and 3rd. So this next bar. Then we go to an E minor. We're going to break this up into 4 chunks again. So 6th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, then 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, then 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, and then finally 4th, 2nd, 3rd. And all together. So So that's a lot to memorize, so I don't expect you to play this outro note for note, but I'll take it all the way back to the start of the outro, and this is what it would sound like. And those are all the parts you need to learn for probably one of the most beautiful audio recordings in history, in my personal opinion. For the beginners out there, I would remind you that the chord progression is what the most important thing is in this song, and you can just strum at all downstrokes to play those chords. You don't need to fingerpick them, and even if you do fingerpick them, you don't need to adhere to a super strict picking pattern. As long as you're within the rhythm, then you can kind of improvise it. And that's more or less what Jeff Buckley does. So now I'll be doing 2 playthroughs of the song. The first playthrough will be the more advanced version, the whole song in its entirety, and there's some slightly more complex fingerpicking there. The second playthrough will be a shortened version. I'll just play 2 verses and choruses, but it will be the simplified picking for more of the beginners out there. I will still include the intro to that though. Big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to these playthroughs. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons here. Now, if fingerpicking still feels a bit clunky or inconsistent, then check out my free Fingerpicking Foundations mini course. It walks you through 3 beginner-friendly exercises to build control and confidence. You can grab that by clicking below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.